The head of Britain's GCHQ intelligence agency said Russian President Putin's advisers are scared to tell him the truth about the progress of his Ukraine invasion. In a rare public address during a visit to Australia, Sir Jeremy Fleming said Putin had massively misjudged the situation.
It's clear he's misjudged the resistance of the Ukrainian people. He underestimated the strength of the coalition his actions would galvanise. He underplayed the economic consequences of the sanctions regime. And he overestimated the abilities of his military to secure a rapid victory.
Sir Jeremy said new intelligence showed Russian soldiers had low morale and were poorly equipped, sabotaged their own equipment, and even accidentally shot down their own aircraft.
And even though we believe Putin's advisers are afraid to tell him the truth, what's going on and the extent of these misjudgments must be crystal clear to the regime.
He said what Putin had achieved was exactly what he was trying to avoid: a Ukraine with a renewed sense of nationhood, a more united NATO, and a global coalition of nations that condemn his actions.
But in any event, it all adds up to the strategic miscalculation that our leaders warned Putin it would be. It's become his personal war, with the cost being paid by innocent people in Ukraine and increasingly by ordinary Russians too.
In his address at the Australian National University in Canberra, Sir Jeremy said Putin has made a clear strategic choice to align with China as it grows more powerful in direct opposition to the United States. He said the Kremlin regards China in the current crisis as a supplier of weapons, a provider of technology, a market for its oil and gas, and a means to circumvent sanctions. He argued that Chinese regime leader Xi might think the close relationship with Moscow will help him oppose the US. Meanwhile, China can buy cheap hydrocarbons from Russia. But the spy chief warned there are risks for both sides in becoming too closely aligned. He said in the long term, some of Russia and China's interests might conflict, and Russia could be squeezed out of the equation.
And it's equally clear that a China that wants to set the rules of the road, the norms for a new global governance, is not well served by close alliance with a regime that willfully and illegally ignores them all.
Lorraine Ferrier, NTD News.